Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Okay, cool. So this time, we're tackling something a little different. Just one verse.
One verse.
Yeah,
Wow.
Romans 15.4. But trust me, it's packed with insights. We're going to see how it connects to this idea of learning from the past to build, patience, strength, and trust in God.
Interesting.
And to mix things up a bit, we're going to be looking at it through the Easy English translation. See if we can uncover any fresh perspectives.
Sounds good.
All right, so Romans 15.4, the Easy English translation says, everything that people wrote in the Bible in past times is there to teach us something. Those words help us to be patient and strong. As a result, we can trust God to do what he has promised. So just off the bat, what jumps out at you from this?
I think what's really interesting is how Paul doesn't just say, the scriptures teach us stuff.
Right.
He specifically links them to these virtues: patience, strength, trust. He's saying the scriptures actively shape us into people who embody these qualities.
That is a great point. Yeah, it's not just about head knowledge, right?
Exactly.
It's about that knowledge actually changing us.
Yeah.
Now, thinking about the historical context here, Paul was writing to the Romans, right?
Right.
A community facing some pretty serious challenges. What were they going through back then?
Well, they were a minority group
Right.
in a very powerful empire.
Yeah.
They faced persecution,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
social pressure, to conform, and honestly, it probably a lot of internal disagreements too. It's easy to imagine them feeling isolated,
Absolutely.
uncertain about the future.
Totally. So in that context, then, this verse, it takes on even more weight, right?
Yeah.
Paul is basically saying, look back at the stories in the scriptures.
Yeah.
See how people before you found strength and held on to faith even when things were super tough.
Yeah.
Let their experiences teach you patience and resilience. What are some examples from the Old Testament that illustrate this? Stories that, could have resonated with those Roman Christians.
No, there's so many.
Oh, I know, right?
Think about Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and yet he holds on to his integrity.
He does.
He ultimately sees God's plan unfold.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or consider the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
Wandering in the desert for 40 years. Talk about a masterclass in patience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And ultimately, they enter the promised land.
They did. They did. It's like, even when things look bleak, these stories, they show that God is working things out, even if we can't see it right away.
That's right.
That's powerful. That's a powerful message for anyone facing hardship.
For sure.
But, it's not just about these, grand biblical narratives, right?
Right.
We can find those same themes, patience, strength, trust, playing out in our own lives too, can't we?
Absolutely. Think about it. Maybe you've gone through a period of unemployment or dealt with a serious illness, Looking back, how did you get through it?
Yeah, how did you?
Did you discover an inner strength that you didn't know you had? Did you find your faith deepened in the process?
Yeah. I think for me, those challenging times, those are often the times that really revealed something new about myself, about where my true strength comes from.
I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah. And that experience, it helps me face the next obstacle with, a little more courage, a little more trust.
Exactly.
Which leads us to that last part of Romans 15.4.
Yeah.
We can trust God to do what he has promised. That idea of trusting God, especially when life throws those curveballs, it feels so crucial.
It is crucial because, you see, it's not blind faith.
Right.
It's a trust built on evidence. We see God's faithfulness in the scriptures. We see it in our own stories.
Right.
And that creates this foundation of confidence that even when we can't see the path ahead, we can trust that he's leading us.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. So I guess to sum it up, Romans 15.4, it's a reminder that we're part of a much bigger story.
That's a great way to put it.
A story filled with examples of people who faced hardship, and found strength, patience, and trust in God. And we can tap into that legacy, learn from those who came before us, and let it shape our own journeys. So as a final thought for everyone listening, I want you to consider this. What's one example from your own life or even from history that really showcases those qualities? Patience, strength, trust, in a truly inspiring way. Let that story be a source of encouragement for you. Remember, you too can face whatever comes your way with courage and hope. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.